From the Bob Mills Weather Center, meteorologist Stephen Nehrenz.
Well, and I referred to this morning. This has been the month of the shelf cloud around eastern Oklahoma. It seems like every storm complex we've had that's come through has had those big old, pretty ominous looking shelf clouds. I mean, they're aptly named because they kind of look like that, right? And we get those gust fronts out ahead of those storms, and as that cooler air condenses out ahead of that with those gust fronts, this is the sight you get. Another awesome shot. This is from Dane and Fort Gibson this morning. Now, we did have some sporadic wind damage. As you know, winds gusted over 60 miles per hour at times. That's enough to cause some wind damage. And of course, given all the storms we've had over the past month or so, there are some weakened trees that, you know, may fall more easily than they might normally otherwise do. But this is a picture from Salina. Mike and Suzanne sending this in from Salina. You can see that it's a big old tree that's unfortunately no more over on the fence there. So unfortunately, some damage, wind damage from those storms this morning. Good rainfall totals, though, again, and these are in the areas that really need it the most, our northern counties where drought has improved somewhat, but is still persisting. So another inch to an inch and a half, if not more, in Osage County around Winona, Pawhuska, 1.82 inches of rain this morning. Bartlesville over an inch. Independence, Kansas over an inch. Coffeyville right at about that number. Kind of the same story in Tulsa, Pawnee County. You can see inch to an inch and a half totals were fairly common across northeastern Oklahoma and southeast Kansas. Of course, some areas had less than that, and as always, your backyard rain gauge probably has some different amounts. But then southeastern Oklahoma, you're the ones that missed out on this. Basically, I-40 to the south, even really from about Okmulgee to the south, was kind of the cutoff line of that squall line this morning. You got some gusty winds at times, but missed out on the rain at this time around. The last showers on the backside of that system just about to exit, still hanging on over Grand Lake for folks that are trying to enjoy the lake today. You'll start to dry out this afternoon after these last little showers move out the next hour or so. This shows you kind of the progression of that squall line this morning, and then the little kind of wraparound, kind of curly Q comma head thing on the backside here, a little area of low pressure that's produced some gusty winds, but again, just about to exit the vicinity. And clouds will gradually clear from northwest to southeast this afternoon. It already has cleared out northwest of Tulsa and around Pawnee and Osage County and up into southeast Kansas, and Tulsa will have that soon. Bartlesville, look really close. You can see a little peek of blue sky. You'll see a bit more here in the next hour or two. Same in Tulsa as we look from Gathering Place. Clouds are hanging in, but sunshine breaks back out. It is so rare this time of year that I get to have good news in the weather departments. You know, usually we're just into the dog days of summer. I get good news if you want to break from the heat. Some people like the heat, right? But if you want the break, well, I get to be the bearer of good news for you today. 73 degrees at the lunchtime hour with a north breeze. Now, it is still pretty humid out there. You're still going to feel the humidity this afternoon, but that will start to drop later today, and you're really going to notice that drop tonight into tomorrow. So 70s, even upper 60s here at lunchtime around Veneta and Grand Lake. Low 80s southeastern Oklahoma. So yes, southern counties, you are still warmer, but compared to yesterday, anywhere from 10 to as much as 20 degrees cooler than we were at lunchtime on Thursday. Here in Tulsa, we'll make a run at about 81 this afternoon for our high. Again, sunnier spots will be a little bit warmer. Highs area-wide, upper 70s north, low 80s in the metro, still some upper 80s in southeastern Oklahoma. Hey, FC Tulsa plays tonight. This game's going to be aired on Channel 6. Could we have asked for a better night in late July? Temperatures in the 70s. It is going to be outstanding for that game down at One Oak Field. So here's a run through future view. Again, clouds will gradually clear north to south. Early tomorrow morning, look at these morning lows. It is going to be spectacular. A little warmer south, but low 60s near north and east of Tulsa. Some spots may even flirt with about 59 in some of the valley locations around maybe Grand Lake early tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon will be warmer, upper 80s. I think some spots will hit 90, but that will come with a lack of humidity Saturday afternoon. There's not going to be really any heat index factor tomorrow, so it is going to be a great Saturday, just as good, about as good as you could ask for. Saturday night, Sunday morning, there's a slight chance of a couple isolated storms. Shouldn't be a whole lot, but we'll keep an eye on it. Sunday, we start to heat up a little more, but again, lower humidity, so it really won't be too bad for the entire weekend. You'll want to enjoy it, though, because you know what's coming next week, the dog days of summer, and triple-digit heat will soon return.